when do you stop saying no? When is it time to start adding services to what you already do? Hi, this is Thomas Heath with Disc Jockey News and Deets, Beats, and Dancing Feet. Recently, I became ordained so that I can perform wedding ceremonies for the couples that have hired me to be the master of ceremonies for their wedding receptions. The reason being is I just got tired of saying no. It's a natural fit for what I do. I go to courses to become a better master of ceremonies, and the wedding ceremony is a ceremony. And I've been to many weddings where the officiant that they had, either hired or was a family member, wasn't quite as polished as I thought that we could be. Now, not all of my DJs, all the DJs for A+ Event Entertainment are either interested in or ready to be an officiant for a wedding ceremony. But I know that I am. So the question then remains, when do you stop saying no and start saying yes and maybe making a little bit more money? I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. So my company, A+ Event Entertainment, started out back in 1999 as A+ Digital DJs. The DJs part of that was kind of misleading because, honestly, it was just me. It was just me, a Fender Passport, a laptop, and a couple of lights on a T-bar. That was it. All I did was wedding receptions. I'd play some cocktail hour music. I'd play some Norah Jones during dinner, and that was about it. And then I started adding services. And the reason behind adding the services was people kept asking me for things. And if they asked me enough times, that was a good time to add that service if it was something that I could. One of the first additions that we made was adding live music for ceremonies because I played violin when I was in high school, so I could still play violin. And bride had reached out to us and said, hey, I'm looking for someone to play a couple of songs on the violin during ceremony. And one of those songs happened to be, of course, Canon in D. Now, during high school, that's a song that is always played almost every year. So that meant it was memorized. So I had little trouble figuring that out. I had to almost relearn how to read music because I hadn't played in so long. But after a few months, I had it down, picked up a couple of other songs, and she was so excited. So we added that service to what we do. And that has now grown to violin and guitar duets, violin and cello duets, trios, quartets, jazz bands, modern folk bands. The list goes on, all the way up to even a Celtic pub band, if you believe that. Our next upgrade, or our next addition, was uplighting. You got uplight back there. The uplights that we had, and Ben, I'm sure, knows all about these, were the old Par cans that were literally cans with a halogen light bulb in them that you put the gel filter for the color, and that's what they were all night. And you hope beyond all hope that no little children would go by and touch them because they were comically hot. And then we moved into fog machines and upgraded lighting. And then the next big thing that we did was hired on another DJ and instantly became a multi-op. And that has grown exponentially, and now we are where we are today. Adding services like officiating wedding ceremonies, dancing in a cloud, uplighting, monogram projection, the list goes on and on. And now officiating. So, tell you a little bit more of a story about why and when I pushed so hard to not get something. I kept saying no for easily 5 years, saying no. Knowing in the back of my head that it would probably make me money, I kept saying no. I'll tell you what that was right after this. Welcome back. So what did I say no to? What did I constantly say no to that I knew would make money for A+ Event Entertainment? A photo booth. You guessed it. A photo booth. I was adamantly opposed to starting a photo booth branch to what A+ does, because I didn't want that to take away from what the Master of Ceremonies had to do. I didn't want any technical issues to come up that would distract them from the very, very important job that they had to do. So I had to, when I decided, okay, I'm tired of saying no to this, I waited until the opportunity struck. And that happened when a friend of mine, who is also a photographer, was getting rid of his old photo booth to purchase a new one. And he sold it for a comically low amount of money, in my opinion. He sold his photo booth, everything included, for $800. Printer, computer, cameras, everything. All we had to do was build a housing to put it in. So at that point, I said, all right, $800, I can book that. I can book a photo booth for half of that easily. Within a month, I had it paid for and was already ordering a brand new snap pick booth with an iPad, touchscreen, all of the bells and whistles, social sharing, you named it. One of the main things that I needed to accomplish with that was to make sure that it did not detract from what we did, and it would not be a distraction for the DJ or the MC. So it's its own company. It's affiliated with A+, of course. But it needed to be self-contained, and it had to be able to run itself. And that's what this does. We use a program called SnapPick. Check it out at getsnappick.com. Super easy to use. $19 per event. Super easy to use. And so it really needed to be turnkey. And that's what we did. And making sure that, again, having that thing separate, you can really track whether or not that was a successful endeavor. And it has been. It's been quite the boon to what we do. So, that being said, it's time for some action steps. I'll be right back.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Here are your action steps. Action step number 1. Keep track of how many times that you say no to something. I didn't keep track of how many times I said no to photo booth inquiries, but I do know that it was a lot over a great many years. Action step number 2, do some market research. Find out how much other people are charging in your market for whatever add-on that you're looking at, building into your business. And then research how much the investment for that is, because you want to come up with a return on investment or an ROI for each of these add-ons. And our goal for ROI for our add-ons is 4 events. Whatever you purchase needs to be paid for in 4 events or less. And action step number 3, reach out to your current clientele and ask them, again, prior to purchasing something, if you had this thing, whatever it is, photo booth, video montage, whatever, if you had this thing, would they be interested in hiring you for that service if they didn't already have it? And ask them if they already have it. Like our photo booth, we asked our people if they already had a photo booth, and if they didn't, if they would want to have ours with their wedding already booked with us. That's my show for today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your viewership, and please join the Deets, Beats, and Dancing Feet Facebook group. We'd love to have you. We ask questions in there, and I'd love to hear your ideas on future topics for this show. Hey, that's all I got, but I will see you on Tuesday.